The opinions in this podcast are all our own.
But the businesses are real chamber members.
It's a chamber chat.
Coming to you from Wahoo, Nebraska. Chamber Chat with Kate
And Kat.
Welcome to Chamber Chat with Kate.
And Kat. I'm Catherine Nygren.
And I'm Kate DeCoste. This podcast is everything Wahoo Chamber of Commerce.
Hey, Kate, I saw that there was a ton of kids at the bike rodeo.
There was. It was super fun. It cracks me up because they go all together in one big club.
One big herd.
Yes, it's a big herd coming down Broadway. Broadway and 5th. It cracks me up every year.
Oh, nice. I was out of town, but I saw some pictures.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was hot, but it was fun.
It's always hot on 4th of July.
It really is. I feel like it wouldn't be 4th of July if it was like today. Like today's nice and cool.
Right.
But just, just yesterday it was.
It wouldn't feel right.
Yes.
Well, I'm kind of glad we get to extend the holiday since the fireworks were postponed till Saturday.
Yeah. So, get to have another fireworks show. I feel like there were a lot of fireworks shows all around town.
There was a lot in our neighborhood too.
Yes. So yeah, that'll be fun. Saturday out at the lake.
Yeah, let the party continue.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. So do you have a fun fact for us this week?
I do. Our fun fact is about one of Wahoo's famous residents, Daryl Zanuck.
Ooh, nice.
If you don't know who Daryl Zanuck is, he was a film producer and studio executive who happened to be born in Wahoo, Nebraska. You can actually see a lot of his memorabilia at the Saunders County Museum, including a couple Oscars.
I have to admit, that's pretty cool that we have Oscar statuettes right here in Wahoo.
Yes, I agree. Kat, do you know what Daryl's father's occupation was?
Ooh, I feel like I've heard this before, and I feel like I should know it. I did do a lot of volunteering at the museum, but it's not coming to me. Off the top of my head, I would say maybe something like in a movie theater in town, like the town theater. Would be my guess.
That's a really good guess, and we did have a little movie theater here in Wahoo downtown, but he was actually the night clerk at, and I'm not sure if it was Le Grand Hotel or Le Grande. Like at Starbucks. But I'm not really sure because it is Grande. So
Le Grand.
Le Grande.
Huh.
I don't know. So if you know, let us know.
That's right. Please do.
But he was the night clerk there.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So I knew we had a hotel, but I didn't know that was the name of it.
I actually never knew that was what the name of the hotel was either. It was, the building was there when I was growing up. They just tore it down maybe like 13 years ago.
Okay.
But it was never a working place when I was alive. Or if it was, I would have been little and didn't remember it.
It was just a shell of a building at that time.
Basically, yeah.
So it was downtown, right? That hotel?
It was. Actually, if you've ever sat on the patio of the Wheelhouse, you have sat exactly where the hotel once stood.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate that we had to tear a building down, because I think it's great that like all of our buildings are those old buildings, and it's been great in the past, just in these few years really too. We've seen some facelifts on these buildings.
There's been a ton of facelifts. I know since we've come to town like 10 years ago, there was empty spots downtown.
Yeah.
And now I don't think there's hardly any empty spots.
Yeah.
Maybe just like a couple I can think of.
Yeah.
Which is a huge change.
It is. So I do love that. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll have to hit up Erin at the museum. I bet she'd have more information for us and maybe some pictures of what it looked like on the corner there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even mind asking her, I've heard that the first floor was like shops.
Oh, okay. So like retail on the first floor.
Yeah. And I think maybe where you you would check in,
Okay.
like the hotel desk or whatever was there
Okay.
as well, but then the rooms were above. But I had no
Oh.
clue that, in my head I never knew, and I was asking someone about it the other day and they were like, "Yeah, there were shops." And I was
Huh.
like, "Oh, I had no idea." So I'd love to find out more about that too.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And our museum is actually really amazing. And I mean, if you haven't taken the time to visit, it's totally worth it.
It really is.
Which actually ties into this week's poll question.
Oh, perfect. What is it, Kat?
Well, thinking about summertime, do you prefer a staycation or a vacation, Kate?
Ooh. I feel like as I get older, I kind of like the staycation. Younger, vacation. I still love to go travel. I do love to
Mhm.
travel and see new things, but then I'm always ready to be home. So, oh my gosh, this is actually a really hard one for me.
It is a hard one.
But I'm going to make a decision. I am going to say vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah. Even if it's just a quick little, it doesn't have to be like a huge, like getting on a plane and going
Mhm.
somewhere,
With all the luggage.
right.
just-
It does, but yeah, I even just a quick little day trip.
Uh-huh.
I love those too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Kat?
I guess I'm kind of torn too.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
hard one.
I love a relaxing weekend with no plans
Mm-hmm.
or very minimal plans.
Yes.
But I also love seeing new places.
Right.
And I'm the person that, like, when I drive through a small town, like on a little road trip, I always roll the windows of the car down as I'm going through the town just so I can smell another town's air.
I love that.
My
That's
husband's
awesome.
always like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I just want to smell what Shelby smells like today."
That's
So
great.
I do love a good road trip.
Yes.
So I'd probably lean towards vacation in the road trip sense.
Oh, we're gonna be on the same side of the poll for the
think
first
this
time.
is the first time. Mark it on the calendar.
Yes. Well, we want you to chime in with your answer, staycation or vacation. So go ahead and go to our Facebook page, not wahoochamber.com, just Wahoo Chamber. And there'll be that poll question and go ahead and answer.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what everybody says.
So now is that time, Kat,
Ooh,
that we
yes.
call mailbag questions.
Cue that music.
Mailbag time.
Open that bag.
This week's question is from Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
She asks, do you have to be a member of the chamber to attend the Chamber Connection lunches?
Oh, that's a really great question, Amanda. So, yes, anyone can attend our Chamber Connections. And if you don't remember, our Chamber Connections are a monthly educational opportunity that happens the third Thursday of every month. So anyone is welcome to attend. However, chamber members can attend for free. And if you're a non-chamber member, it is $10 to attend. So if there's a topic you are interested in, you're able to save your seat through our website or calling the chamber office.
Yeah. And those are, like you said, the third Thursday of every month, and they are over the noon hour and
super quick.
Yes. And they're at the library. So it's an easy, quick little jaunt.
If you
over
work
there.
downtown, you could just walk down there.
Yes. Yeah.
An hour of your time. So it's low commitment.
Yes.
But hopefully you can come away knowing a little bit more about something.
Yeah. Well, that was a great question, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
If you have questions for us, please email us at wahoochamberchat@gmail.com, or you can also message our Facebook page.
So, Kate, since we've been talking a lot about staycation versus vacation today, I thought it could be fun to highlight all the things that Wahoo residents could do right here in town.
I'm listening.
So let's go back to the museum for a minute. Not only can you see the Daryl Zanuck memorabilia in the museum, And if you've been there, it's that whole front corner is all his different awards from Hollywood and pictures. And so there's some really cool awards there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But there's also all those buildings on the grounds.
Oh, yes. And I love those buildings. They've been there for many years. As a kid, I've seen those buildings, and now as an adult and a photographer, I utilize those buildings a lot.
It's so picturesque.
It is.
Did you know that the museum is celebrating their 60th anniversary?
I did. Yes, I do. I did know that, and that's amazing.
It's so cool that they've been
Yes.
around that long.
Yes.
And actually, the collecting didn't start right away. The society was formed,
Okay.
but then until they had a place, until they were gifted that grounds, where the museum sits, where the depot is.
Okay. Okay.
They didn't really have a spot to keep stuff, so they didn't do any of the
Oh.
collecting of the artifacts that they have now.
Oh, wow.
So that was something I learned when I was volunteering for the board, because you just think a museum starts collecting right away. But
Right.
they existed as a historical society for the first few years.
Gotcha. And where did they like meet and stuff?
They used to meet in the basement of the Hanson house.
Okay.
So Howard Hanson bought his childhood house. He was the famous composer, if you remember.
Yes.
He bought his childhood house and gave it to the city, or maybe sold it for $1. I might have sold it for $1.
Okay,
To the city
okay.
of Wahoo, and the Wahoo Women's Club did all the work to restore it and pick all the period wallpaper and get all the furnishings in it and make it kind of recreate it to be his childhood home.
I love that.
And the piano is still there.
I
played.
love that part of it. Yes.
So that's pretty cool. So
That's
yeah, you
very
can
cool.
tour the Hanson house. All you have to do is call the museum, and they will get a volunteer up there so you can see the house.
Oh, perfect.
So there's actually a lot of people that come in from out of town that are like history buffs that love Howard Hanson and like follow his music,
Sure.
and that come out just for that.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty
Just
cool.
for like the tour of the
Yeah,
house.
See his childhood home
I love that.
right here in Wahoo.
Yes. That is great.
So yeah, did you know that the depot is sitting exactly where it was sitting when it was working?
So I was wondering that. I was 99% sure that was right, and I have told clients that I'm photographing that, a little history of the depot, and that, it was a working depot right where we're standing.
Right where it's at, yeah.
But my favorite thing is to tell people how where it says women or men on those doors.
Oh yeah.
Everyone will assume that that's a bathroom.
Oh yeah,
It's not. Yeah. So I actually love to say that, because there's a lot of times I'll utilize those doors, or I'll be like, let's move you a little ways so it doesn't have women in the background.
Right.
But then, and someone might say something like, oh, it's a bathroom. Nope. It's actually was the waiting areas inside the depot.
That's right. They had the women and the men separated to wait.
I know, which is so crazy to me, because I would just think that you would want to like sit there with, your family.
Yeah. Different times back then.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're visiting the museum, there's not only that cool depot to visit, but they also have the different buildings that they've brought in on the grounds. So there's a post office, a church, a one-room school, and then a machine shed that has like agriculture equipment in there.
Yeah. And I love those too. And I love that when you can go inside, if you've ever been at Christmas on the Prairie, or
it's a great time to go visit them.
Yes. Yeah. My cousin actually used the church to get married in.
Oh yeah, they will rent it out for
weddings.
weddings.
And it was a perfect like for a small wedding. Though you could fit quite a few people. I was actually surprised.
Yeah, it probably holds, easily like 100 people.
I think so, because I think she had like 80 about in there, and it was, it was a great, it was a cute little space.
I always think that church is cool because it has 2 aisles. It doesn't have the center aisle, like traditional churches do. It has a bank of pews, an aisle, a bank of pews, an aisle, a bank of pews. So there's 2 aisles to lead you from the back to the front.
Yes.
So I always thought that was an interesting feature of that church.
Yes. So, Kat, all of these were working like buildings, right? Like the church, all of the post, they were working businesses.
Yep, correct. Yep, they were actually what they are now.
which makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yes. Because I know at Christmas on the Prairie, you could go to the post office and you could buy stamps.
You can get a cancellation. They have a special cancellation.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
one day a year, that post office becomes a working post office. So you can
Got
take your
it.
Christmas cards, and then they have a special
Oh,
cancellation.
yeah, that's right. That's
Yep,
what it is.
yep.
That's what it is.
Yep. So you bring them already stamped, and then they will stamp them there in that building for you. So you can
That's
get
what
the
it
special
is.
Christmas on the
Your
Prairie.
prairie like stamp.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Yes. I have a friend that they do that every year for
Aw.
their Christmas card. So it's like they have to be on like
You have to be-
task.
yeah, you have to be ahead of the
Yeah,
weekend.
so they can get that on time. Or I'm like, or just like, make sure you know what envelope you're gonna put.
There you go. There you go. You don't have to have your envelope stuffed, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, Christmas on the Prairie is always that first weekend in December. So that's pretty early.
Yes.
To get your Christmas cards done.
But I guess if you know, you know, just to get them done.
Exactly. So thinking about all these things, hey Kate, if you were planning a bestie staycation, what would you pick for your top 3 spots?
Okay, I like this.
So
Top 3.
You and your bestie.
Me and my bestie.
Coming to Wahoo for a little day. What are you doing?
Well, I would have to say for sure the thrift store, the senior center thrift store.
Yeah.
I love that we have that. And I think sometimes people don't realize that we have the thrift store. It is kind of off the beaten path. It's downtown, but it's not right downtown. I mean, it's just like literally like a block off.
You kind of have to know it's there.
Yes. But I think they always have the best stuff. If you just go, if you're one of those, if you're a garage sailor, if you're one of those that likes to kind of go hunt, it's a fun little place to go treasure hunting.
It's a great place to treasure hunt.
Yes.
And then they have the bag sales.
Yes.
You can't beat those.
And then, if it's a girls' weekend type thing, it would be fun to like go over to Sassafras because she has the gallery. You can shop in there. You can buy, things as well. And all of those things are most of them are made by people here in Wahoo.
Yeah,
correct?
There's a ton of local artists but she does have artists from all over.
Sure.
But yeah, it's really cool. And then she's going to have a new exhibit coming up for fair time. She's going to have like an ag fair exhibit.
Yes.
So yeah, it's cool. You could buy artwork downtown Wahoo.
Wahoo. Yeah. And then, I mean, it's me. I got to eat. So,
Preach.
I think since it's a girls' weekend, it would be kind of fun to go to JC's for maybe like a late lunch and then have a cocktail.
I'm always down for cocktails.
Yes, me too.
And you can walk there from Sassafras.
You can.
Yes. Just park your car.
Just park the car and walk on over. Yeah, so nice. I think that would be my top 3 for a girls' bestie weekend or day. Kat, what if you had like a family? What if it was like a family staycation? What do you think you would do?
For top 3 family staycation, I think it would kind of be fun to do an ice cream crawl.
Oh,
so instead of the bar crawl, make it family friendly and do an ice cream crawl.
Ooh, can I be in your family?
Yes, we'll adopt you. So I would start out with lunch at Adelita's because you have to like fuel up just a little bit, like you said.
You need a little,
some carbs to kind of balance out all that sugar.
Yes.
But they have great ice cream at Adelita's, so I'd eat my lunch there and have ice cream for dessert.
Start the crawl there.
Yeah. Yep. And then I would head over and get a mini blizzard from DQ.
Oh yeah,
they've got the summer flavors.
That's a perfect size if you're doing a crawl.
Yep, a nice good amount. So that I get the mini blizzard from DQ, and then I would head out to Beauty View. Their dairy store on their farm.
Oh yeah,
like their farm store has pints to go.
Oh right.
So then I could grab a pint to go, and then whenever I was hungry again from ice cream that night,
yes,
I can finish off with one of their flavors.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, like if you guys go home, have like a movie night, you crashed from the sugar, and then you wake up, and then you're like, all right, ready for some more.
Yes.
You don't have to go out; you have it.
Yep.
I love
so you've got some ice cream in the freezer. And then if you don't get out to Beauty View, So they're open, I think, 8 to 8. And you
Yeah.
can come and self-serve. You bring your money. There's no change given. So you either bring your money, your check, or like a Venmo.
Yes.
You pull your items, you write it on your ticket, and then you put it in the cash box.
Yes.
So, but if you don't get all the way out to Beauty View, you can also go to the bakery.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wahoo Bakery does carry some Beauty View products. They don't have the full line. They have their custom ones that they collaborated on. So it's like cherry kolache, and there's a donut one, coffee and donuts.
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
I haven't tried that one. That sounds good. Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you couldn't pop over to Beauty Farm, you can just right here downtown, right into Wahoo Bakery.
Grab a pint to go. So
yeah. I love that.
My 3 ice cream stops on my staycation ice cream crawl.
That's great. So I was just thinking while you were talking, we talked about like family, we talked about like a bestie. One. What about like if it's just a self? Like a self staycation.
You just have a day to yourself?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question.
What are you thinking?
Well, I would probably start my day at the library with a fresh library book.
Ooh, yes. I have seen that you've been doing your summer reading.
I have been doing some reading. Yeah, it's kind of fun. This is the year of cataloging things. So every time I read a book, I screenshot a picture of the cover and I save it in the special folder of my phone. So at the end of the year, I would look back at all the books I read and I would count them up and see,
I love it.
see what I did this year. So I'd go get myself a fresh book.
Nice.
And then maybe I'd take it over to Good Friends Cafe, get some coffee.
That's where I would meet you. But I know you'd be reading your book, so I couldn't talk to you. But maybe I could sit there with you.
You can bring your own. Yeah,
I'll bring my own book.
You can bring a book.
I could bring a book.
Or Good Friends has like a little lending library too. So if you don't have your own book, you can grab one off the shelf there and read it.
And they have done all of this kind of renovation, revamping of the cafe.
Yes, that upstairs loft area has gotten totally redone. So there's comfy chairs, and in the winter there's like a little fireplace. And so it'd be a good place just to curl up with a book and some coffee for a while.
Yes. I love that.
So then where would you head next after that?
You know, I did this for the first time and absolutely loved it and would tell anyone to do it. I would go visit Olivia at Esty Hut and get a facial. She does these hydrating facials. So it's nothing really hard on your skin. It's definitely, it's getting, especially like in the sun and all of that. I feel like any time of year, sun, winter, I mean, it's just all is hard on our faces.
Skin can use a little refresh.
Yes, and it smells good in there, and she's got this fun music, and she, you know, and
her bed's so relaxing.
Her bed is so relaxing, and she'll ask you like, do you want to know every step that she's doing to you, or do you just want to lay there and have her, you know, do it,
be
pampered? So I chose the first time for her to tell me because it was the first. I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
But I think if I did it again, I'd be like, just do your thing. I'm just gonna relax.
I'm just gonna lay back and enjoy.
Yeah. Even though I still was relaxing, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think that's what I would do.
That'd be a great end to a good self-care day.
Yes, it really would.
I love that. So if somebody is looking for inspiration, where could they go to find some different businesses in town to create their own staycation plans?
Well, they could definitely check out the We Are Wahoo app. It could be your staycation guide.
Oh, great. Great idea. And the app has it all broken out. So if you're just looking for an ice cream crawl or maybe a taco crawl.
Right.
You know, there's like lots of great options in town. So you could go to the eats area and look at all the different food options. You can go to if you need some retail therapy. You can go to the retail section and do some shopping. So it's got it broken down for you.
Yeah. So yeah, you can definitely, and you could actually, when you hit the favorite button, not only are you hitting that to receive notifications that we've talked about in the past, it actually you can see what your favorites are. So if you're like, hey, I want to check out, you know, sassafras for this Galleria, they'll be like, I didn't know that Wahoo had a Galleria. I'm going to click on that so I remember that's what that was called.
So when I go back to my favorites, I could see that whole list of places. Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what else I love about the app? Did you get the text message on the 4th of July?
I did.
When the fireworks, you know, the weather was kind of sketch. And so it's like, can we have fireworks? Can we not have fireworks? I got a notification straight to my phone the morning of 4th of July that said fireworks are postponed till Saturday. So it was so nice. I didn't have to open up Facebook. I didn't have to like search for it. It just came
Right.
straight to me.
It just you were told.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can make other plans for
Here's-
for tonight.
Here's
and
some
make your
important
plans.
information.
Yeah. Yes. I know. It is great. It is great for that.
So this is a great tool. I'm so glad we have the app.
I do too. Well, should we talk a little bit about our events coming up?
Oh yeah, we do have some things coming up.
So
What you got, Kate?
we have the Wahoo Airport has a runway ribbon cutting on July 13th at 2 p.m. So, you know, if you haven't been to a ribbon cutting, just come on out and join us. It's fun.
Super fun.
It's relaxing. You can just stay for the ribbon cutting and head out if you need to. You can stand around and chit chat for a little bit if you'd like as well. But it's just a fun little thing. You can just kind of see what a ribbon cutting all entails.
Yeah, you should come check it out. And we always try to put our ribbon cutting pictures on Facebook too, so you can kind of see where the ribbon cuttings are happening and some of the kind of the behind the scenes of a ribbon cutting too. So that's always nice.
Yes.
Well, and also don't forget to RSVP for this month's Chamber Connections.
Yes.
Our topic is social media, and it's presented by Megan Kaiser. So you'll want to go to our website, wahoochamber.square.site, or call the chamber office at 443-4001 to RSVP. And like we said earlier, the event is free for all chamber members and $10 for non-members.
And we want to thank the Good Life Boutique for sponsoring this month's Chamber Connections.
Yes, thanks, Good Life.
As always, thanks for listening today, and don't forget
to keep it local, friends.
This has been a Chamber Chat
with Kate
and Kat.
See you next time.
I did have another friend that was like, she's like, oh, I love the 4th of July music. And then I think she was like texting me while she was listening to it.
Oh, so you had like a live feed.
Yeah, and then because then she was like, oh, I love the hot mic at the end.